Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Zamino. We are from Group 11 from class L3T1. We are present to you the financial statement analysis of 7-Eleven Malaysia Berhad and Minus Holding Berhad. I'm the first presenter, Rabiatul Adawiyah bint Abdul Khalid, matrix number 81A3044. Our group has selected the companies which is 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad and Minus Holding Berhad to calculate and perform financial ratio analysis that was obtained from the Bursa Malaysia website and closed the 3 years financial reports in 2019, 2020 and 2021 December of both companies. We will compare a company's financial ratios from these both companies by using 14 financial ratios, which is horizontal analysis and vertical analysis. The first is 7-Eleven Malaysia Holdings Berhad is a fully owned subsidiary that was established on 4 June 1984 at Jalan Bukit Bintang, Kuala Lumpur. It is the country's largest 24 hours convenience store chain with over 2,400 stores nationwide while serving over 900,000 customers daily. Its sectors include convenience shops, pharmaceuticals and others. The convenience shop segment operates and franchises convenience stores under the 7-Eleven brand name, which sells a variety of groceries and food products including Slurpee, Hot Meals and drinks. They manage the distribution of mobile phone reloads, touch and go reload service, bill payment services and online purchases payment service. The second company is Minus. It's a convenient retail chain store which is located in Malaysia, founded by Dang Tai Luk and his wife Ling Cheo and opened on 25 December 1996. The group also operated WH Smith Store in Malaysia as a joint venture with the WH Smith Travel, which is one of the United Kingdom leading retailer. Minus also runs food and beverage outlet called Bison Cafe. Many products are offered in Minus outlets through Malaysia. There are 3 types of food provided by Minus, which are ready to eat, fresh food and made to order. Minus also has shopping products at Minus Super Value. Minus has their own service such as prepaid top-up mobile service providers, touch and go reloads, bill payments and others.
My name is Muhammad Rehan Shahrudin Saron. My metric number is A21A2594. Today I will present about horizontal analysis for 7-Eleven Malaysia Holding Berhad. The first is current ratio. The highest is on 2019, which is 0.54 times. The second is quick ratio. The highest is in 2021, which is 0.36 times. The next is net working capital. The highest is on 2021, which is negative RM 159,768. The fourth is total asset turnover, which is the highest for 7-Eleven Malaysia, is on 2019, which is 1.66 times. The second is account receivable turnover. The highest is on 2019, which is 29.9 times. The second is fixed asset turnover. The highest for fixed asset turnover for 7-Eleven Malaysia is in 2019, which is 2.32 times. And the last is return on equity, which is the highest in 2019, 52.96%. The next is return on asset, which is the highest is on 2019, which is 3.80%. The number 9 is net profit margin, which is the highest for 7-Eleven Malaysia, is on 2019, 2.29%. The number 10 is gross profit margin, which is the highest is on 2019, 31.35%. The number 11 is operating profit margin, which is the highest on 2021, which is 3.29%. The number 12 is debt ratio, which is the highest is on 2019, 53.19%. The number 13 is debt to equity, which is the highest is on 2019, 740.86%. And the last is time interest earned. The highest for 7-Eleven Malaysia Holding is on 2021, which is 6.38 times.
3.0 is horizontal analysis from Minus company. First, Minus current ratio in 2019 was 96 and increased to 137 in 2020. This year, they saw that they have the ability to pay their obligation, while in 2021 it drops to 0.19. Next, Minus liquidity for quick ratio increased from 96 in 2019 to 137 in 2020, while in 2021 it decreased slightly to 0.19. Third, the net working capital for Minus in 2019 was 31,255,000 and increased in 2020 with 38 to 94,000, but in 2021 it became negative with 225,000. Next, the total asset turnover. The total asset turnover for the company Minus in 2019 and 2020 was constant with 0.035, and it became decreased in 2021, which is 0.003. Besides that, account receivable turnover in 2019 was the higher ratio with at 0.4.22, and it becomes decreased 579.15 in 2020. It shows on that year Minus was not effectively in collecting receivable, while in 2021 it rise again with 70. Minus company fixed asset turnover in 2019 and 2020 is constant, which is 0.04, and this shows that in that year this company is very effective in managing that assets wisely to generate sales, while in 2021 it decreased to 0.004. Minus company's return on equity in 2019 and 2020 are 3.17% and 3.27%. This shows Minus getting a higher return to shareholder, but in 2021 it decreased to 0.36%. Next, the return on asset for the Minus company was 3.16% in 2019 and 3.26% in 2022, while in 2021 it decreased to 0.36%. In addition, the net profit margin for the company Minus was 91.27% in 2019, and in 2020 it increased to 73.49% and increased again to 100% in 2021. The operating profit margin for the Minus company was 91.36% in 2019 before increase to 93.45% in 2020 and increased again in 2021 with 100%. And for the debt ratio for Minus company was 0.16% in 2019 and decreased to 0.13% in 2020 and 2021. Finally, the time interest was 2.04 times in 2019 before decreased to 1.16 in 2020 and decreased again to 1.01 in 2021, which means Minus cannot meet loan requirements and have a higher risk for bankruptcy or default.
Assalamualaikum and hi to Dr. Zabinur. My name is Karimisa binti Pemasani. My metric number is 821B2527. Next, I will continue about the vertical ratios. Firstly, I was starting with the current ratio. The current ratio for Minus in 2019 and 2020 increasing. Same goes to 7E, but it increasing until 2021. It means that these companies have the ability to pay their obligation, and also this company has excess current assets. Even though in Minus company in 2021 decreased to 0.19, but they still can cover by using their excess current assets. Here we can see that Minus liquidity in quick ratio is also increasing from 2019 to 2020. Same goes to 7E, but it keep increasing until 2021. This situation illustrates that 7E has the ability to repay their short-term obligation within 3 years. Net working capital for Minus is not stable from 2019 to 2021. This shows that the liquidity during that year was not good. While the 7E company is in negative form within 3 years. A temporarily negative working capital typically occurs when a business makes a large purchase, such as investing in more stock, new products, or equipment. Next, the total asset turnover for Minus in 2019 and 2020 was constant, and it became decreased in the next year. This shows that during that year, showing inefficiency in the company in generating income or sales and utilizing asset inefficiently. While 7E from 2019 to 2020 increasing and constant in 2021. This shows that 7E successfully using inventory effectively to generate revenue. Accounts receivable turnover in 2019 was the higher ratio it shows on that year in Minus. It means it was not effectively in collecting receivable, but in 2021 it rises again with 70, which means it become effective to raise income quickly to pay their obligation faster. Same goes to the 7E company. Minus company's fixed asset turnover in 2019 and 2020 is constant. This shows that on that year this company very effective in managing their asset wisely to generate sales, while in 2021 it decreased to 0.004, and it shows that company became ineffectively during that year in total asset to generate sales. Same goes to the 7E. They are efficiently to manage their inventory to maintain profit. Minus in return on equity in 2019 and to 2020 were increased. This shows that getting a higher return to shareholder, but in 2021 it decreased, and it shows that this company not effectiveness in return to shareholders like previous year. But 7E companies in 2019 and 2020 were decreased, slightly increasing in 2021. It means that they can get a high return to shareholder.
My name is Muhammad Faikal Memazlan. My number matric is 821826112. And for now, I'm going to continue to vertical analysis in the terms of return on asset. For the return on asset data obtained, both company, Minus and 7-Eleven, are not very consistent in managing their resources and controlling their operation to generate profits for business that have invested in asset efficiently. Minus company initially managed to optimize the use of asset well, but the following year, they failed to generate business profit from the asset they own. The 7-Eleven company initially failed in managing their resources and controlling operation, but in the following year, they managed to improve the issue and generate profit from the asset investment made. In the terms of net profit margin, the My News company showed a good performance compared to the 7-Eleven company from 2019 to 2021. My News company shows that the management of operation in the company successfully give return to shareholders. Unlike the 7-Eleven company, the company initially less profitable due to the less careful management of the company's operation. In the following year, they managed to turn the situation around by obtaining a good profit compared to the previous year. For gross profit margin, My News company shows stable growth for gross profit margin. This shows that My News has a very low risk in the company's financial factor problems with a very encouraging company performance. Compared to the 7-Eleven company, as the company experienced unstable growth for the gross profit margin. This shows that this company has a very high risk in the financial factors of the company with a very bad company performance. In the terms of operating profit margin, My News company operating profit margin has the better productivity in the company, which means that they have the ability to minimize costs, especially in operating costs. Unlike the 7-Eleven company, they have bad productivity in their company in 2019, but the following year, the company has improved in getting better productivity in their company to minimize costs, especially in operating costs. In the terms of debt ratio, both companies, My News and 7-Eleven, don't have a lot of debt and they have the ability to make debt repayment in asset, and the company's financial risk, both company is very low. In the terms of debt equity, have a small amount of debt, and it considered that very small for investor to make an investment in both company because the company risks are very low. And lastly, for the time interest earned, My News company very unstable, which means this company cannot meet loan requirement and have a higher risk for bankrupt. Unlike the 7-Eleven company, initially this company has a problem and risk for the bankrupt, but from 2020 to 2021, the company has fixed the financial management problem and able to cover its interest charge with it pre-tax earning better than previous year. That's it.
Hi, my name is Nurna Suha binti A. Ismail. My metric number 8182880. Next, I will continue with recommendation. The quick ratio of 7-Eleven improved from 0.23 in 2019 to 0.31 in 2020. The way to improve the organization is by increasing sales and inventory turnover. Next, the company can be enhancing the invoice collection period. The net working capital of My News expanded from 31,255 million in 2019 to 38,294 million in 2020. The way to improve their organization company by avoiding financing fixed asset with working capital and reduce bad debt.
The last one is conclusion. 7-Eleven Malaysia Holding Berhad are insufficient cash in hands to pay back their short-term debt. They are also not that effective in using inventory to generate sales. Their financial performance are stable with balance sheet showing a good result. That's all. Thank you.